Hi guys, this time we're back to my series on fake and real interconnect cables, and this time I wanted to tell you a few words about original AudioQuest Water XLR interconnect that I've owned for many years now. It's been in my system for like 8 or maybe even 10 years, something like that, as far as I remember. It's seen some heavy use, so it doesn't look like a brand new product out of the box, but this is something that I'll tell you more about in the review. So this is the original AudioQuest cable. I got it so many years ago that I've lost the box. AudioQuest Water is still being produced and sold. It's part of Reverse and Elements series, and it's coming with DBS system. As I've said, my cable is old, so I have the old version of DBS system, and this DBS unit is originally covered with some kind of rubberized coating, and this coating deteriorates with time and it looks bad, as you can see. But it still works with original batteries, so for something like almost a decade I didn't have to replace them. The plugs of the cable are silver coated, and as you can see, this is real silver. It's starting, it's actually not starting, it's already coated with this darker oxidized parts, so it's not very clean, but it's still conducting the current very well, because as opposed to copper, the oxidized parts of the silver are conducting the electricity the same way as pure silver. The cable is quite thick and stiff. It's covered in braid. As you can see, I'm trying to bend it, but it goes back to the original shape, so it's not very practical, but it sounds great. But before I get to the sound, I look, yes, that's the one. I've managed to open one of the plugs. It's a very hard thing because they are covering them, as you can see, this place here. They are putting some blobs of thread locker, so it's very hard to open the plug of the original AudioQuest cable. And I won't be able to show you the original cold welding inside. The cold welding means, is supposed to mean the special welding paste containing silver that covers the wire and the plug, and then everything is crimped together with a very strong crimp, producing a junction that AudioQuest calls cold welded spot. As you can see internally, the plug is also made of it's not solid silver, but it's silver plated copper, as it darkened here. Okay, so let's cover that. Okay, the pins inside are also silver plated, and as you can see, they also got darker. So that's about the appearance of the cable and let's say physical properties. Now to the sound. Okay, so for many years this was the best cable that I've heard and owned in my system. It was beaten by fake AudioQuest William Elo signature XLR interconnect, but it's a really great cable. It's very transparent. It's very flat in a positive way. It doesn't exaggerate or change any parts of the audio spectrum. So, starting from the bass, it has a very good and very precise bass with very good textures and very good amount of detail. As I said, it was the best cable till the fake cable. The mids are supernatural. They have a lot of detail. The sounds of the human voices are very natural. The sounds sometimes that you can hear in your music, the background sounds, some kind of knocks, some kind of touching on the strings, on the guitars. All of these small details that are placed in the mid-range sound very good and very natural. And this leads us to treble. It has a very nice and very extended airy treble. I would call the treble effortless, because it conveys heaps of detail, a lot of airiness, but it doesn't do this in any kind of harsh way, without any trace of sibilance. So only the best things for the detail, only the best words to describe the detail and the treble. And the next thing, the stereo imaging. It's precise, it's airy, it lets you point out the precise location of all of the instruments. So all in all, I love this cable. It doesn't have any weak points. Yes, there are cables that sound better. What I've told you a couple of times already is the fact that I like the fact that AudioQuest cables that are put in some kind of, let's say, more expensive order, the higher the ladder, the more of the good qualities of the sound you get. So it doesn't have any weak points. Only positives. It's also quite expensive even now, because used cable that's about 1 meter long will set you back about $400 locally. So it's not exactly a cheap cable, but it is great. It is original. The newer versions of the cable will have newer versions of the DBS, so I guess that this problem with this rubberized coating will go away. And my highest recommendation: if you're looking for a highly neutral cable that won't be exaggerating or mudding or veiling any part of the spectrum, the cable that sounds natural, full and detailed, at the same time being very open and very fatigue free, this is the cable for you. This is the cable that I can actually recommend blindsided to everyone that's asking about the good XLR cable. It's a bit better than Yukon that I'll be reviewing, so stay tuned for another video on the XLR cables that would be probably finishing this series. So, if you have an opportunity to buy this used, buy it. Look for the good prices on used equipment. I haven't seen them faked. I've seen earth fakes, I've seen fire fakes, but for some reason I haven't seen AudioQuest Water XLR fakes, and I think I haven't seen wind fakes also. So there's a chance that you'll be able to buy this original. Once again, let me show you the insides of the plug. One important thing. Some of the fake XLR cables from AudioQuest can be recognized because the diameter of the plug here is different than the diameter of the cable. So you have large opening and the cable inside of that opening. In case of original cables, the opening is minimal and the cable fits the plug as it should. So let's take a look inside again. Silver plated copper, as you can see, getting black while oxidized. The heat shrink covering the rest of the plug, and the rest of the blob for the thread locker. You probably won't be able to open the plug though, because I was able to do this only because of two reasons. The first one is that the cable is rather old, so probably some of the thread locker lost its properties. And for the second reason is that I'm quite strong, and I also used pliers with some kind of cloth not to damage the plugs. And then and only then I was able to open one of 4 plugs here. So I think that's all about this cable. Highly recommended, high on my list. though this rubberized DBS looks really bad. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll have a great day, and stay tuned for my other cable amplifiers and other different audio related stuff reviews. Bye guys.